Hey guys. Okay, so I just have to get in on this really, really quickly. Peace to everybody. It's so happy to be back. It's been a long time. But okay, so real quick, what brings me here today? Because I don't have a long time. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time, maybe for a long time if it feels real good. But anyway, okay, so I just wanted to talk about Jess Hilarious today, guys, because what's going on with her is not funny at the hell all. Okay, it's really not. It's crazy, in fact. And I actually feel really kind of like bad for her because I've been in this situation before. Like I've actually been through this before. But what I'm referring to, if you guys don't really know, is Jessica Hilarious, the stand-up comedian who was recently brought onto the Breakfast Club podcast with Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy. And she took a hiatus or whatever. She had been working there as like the Gossip Girl reporter who was funny, is the best way I could describe it. She had been doing that for quite a while, like about a year. And what had happened was she got pregnant. Sis wanted to become a mother. And, I want y'all to put a pin in that part of the story because her wanting to become a mom, I think, is something that's like the elephant in the room that nobody's really actually talking about. And I want to put a little bit of emphasis on that. Peace to everybody. Hey, Gino. Hey, Meizu. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I can't say everybody's name right now. I just want to try to get through this because I don't have that much time. But yeah, Jess Hilarious. Oh my God, this is so not hilarious. So she's going through a bunch of stuff and it's happening in front of the public eye, okay? And I wanted to talk about why that was going on based on her birth chart, her astrological chart, because our astrological chart is definitely going to predict a lot of what it is that we are going through. I mean, everything really. There's nothing that's happening in your life that's not visible in your birth chart. Especially when you include the transits. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about what is transiting what in her birth chart, because these transits make a big deal. I mean, they make a big difference in our lives, okay? We have our chart, but then as the planets move, as the world turns, we go through different things. And so a lot of you guys may or may not know, first of all, happy spring equinox that's coming up. Happy New Year. Happy astrological New Year. Woo, yay! I don't know where that came from, but yeah, happy astrological New Year. Because where that came from, but yeah, happy astrological New Year. Because tomorrow is March 20th, and that marks in my opinion, the real New Year, but mainly the spring equinox. And with that change, a lot of stuff is changing as the leaves, change color, and the sun starts to show up. More often, we feel different things. So yeah, I wanted to talk about the things that are happening in the world as a result of the seasons changing. And I wanted to talk about what is transiting Jessica Hilarious's house. And by house, I mean like the areas of her life, okay? So basically what I've observed, and this is what I was going to point out earlier when I brought up the seasons changing and the equinox, we are in Mercury retrograde, okay? So that's automatically going to start having like us doing backflips with communication, meaning like there's going to be a lot of miscommunication happening, and it's for a divine purpose. From an astrological perception, it looks like Mercury is transiting backwards, but it's not. It just looks that way. It's actually just standing still. But the point is that it going in reverse or retrograde is because we're supposed to actually take a look back, okay, as in backwards, as in travel backwards, to look at how we've been doing things in our lives. Like specifically with Mercury, you're going to be looking at communication. How have you been able to communicate? Are you able to communicate properly? Are you able to express what's on your mind? Again, Mercury, which deals with the mental, basically governs your mentality. Are you able to express yourself through communication well enough to like make your life pop in the way that you want it to? Like, are you manifesting in a way that makes sense, in a way that's healthy, not toxic, not detrimental to your health, not detrimental to other people's health? This is why, okay, we have these retrogrades, because Spirit is asking us to take a hardcore look at ourselves and how we do. Like, what is it that we are used to doing, what are the things that we need to do. So when Mercury goes retro, it is a call to action for us to take a look back. And I think that because Jess's Mercury is sitting in the sign of Aries, which is going to make it even more intense, because Aries is the sign that's governed by Mars, which is very warrior-like, okay? It's very passionate. So she's naturally feeling extremely passionate, okay, right now, as she is being forced to re-examine her communication in the 8th house, okay? This is where things get real juicy for her, because the 8th house is dealing with other people's money. It's also dealing with the underworld, things that are not exactly in our faces. If you guys notice, this conversation that she had on the Breakfast Club is something that would normally be absolutely private, but we as the people are getting to see that. And that's another thing. That's the 8th house right there. Okay, you see that right there? That's her 8th house, so it's dealing with other people's money. The Mercury is there, okay? That's the part that's transiting. That's what I was talking about right there. It's transiting in her 8th house. She's automatically going to be having a lot of secrets come to light with this, okay? But we as the people, and this is what I was going to say, we get to see it only because this is my other thing, is that Mars, okay, is transiting her 11th house of groups and essentially the collective, okay? That's dealing with social media right there, okay? So Mars is transiting her 11th house. So she just really has a lot of passionate energy going on in these areas of her life, okay? I hope this is making sense. Hey, Superwoman. Hey, Isun. Trying to say hi to everybody. Hey, Nasib. What's going on, Muhammad? Hi, Kamish. I like that name. Silent Night Eyes. That's beautiful. How you doing? Thank you for being here. But yeah, so like basically she just has like some serious transits happening, okay? So a lot of her issues kind of being put on Front Street. Also, Venus is transiting her 8th house. Wait, yep, I see it there. Yep. Right next to Mercury. So it's also going through a retrograde, okay? And Venus deals with like our self-worth and also money, okay? So like her having to examine like the way she sees herself. Like a lot of this stuff was interesting because the new girl that she brought in, she actually suggested, this woman, Lauren LaRosa, she had suggested that when she went on maternity leave, she found a girl who could be comparable to take her place. And essentially, like, the girl did come to take her place. But when Jessica came back to, start working again after about 3 months, which is something that I think needs to really be addressed once again, because I feel like everybody's pissed off. And I honestly feel like the industry is the biggest issue here. I'm going to finish my statement. She brought Lauren LaRosa to keep her spot going while she was on maternity leave. Again, put a pin in that. But the thing about it is when Jess came back after 3 months, okay, of, pushing out a human being, okay, and trying to actually be there for that beautiful baby of hers. Once she came back after that, it seems that Lauren had not been asked to like basically move out of her spot. It almost seems like she was secretly told to stay present and possibly take over that position. And nobody was communicating this with Jess. And I do think that like, this is also like about having victim mentality, guys. I want to point that out. Because Chiron is also transiting that 8th house for her right there. Okay, you see the K. So this is also dealing with her self-worth, okay, in relation to other people's money or money in general. So they didn't ask this girl Lauren to leave when Jess came back, which had her feeling some kind of way. She probably started feeling that Chiron energy where she was feeling insecure about her own money, okay? Mind you, she has 8th house in Aries, so she's going to go hard for the money always in general. That's just who she is, okay? And so as far as secrets are concerned or things that are hush-hush, she don't know how to do that with that Mars sitting there. That Aries sitting there like that. She don't know how to really keep things under wraps like that. That's not really her. She's a very upfront person, which I absolutely absolutely respect. I think that's the reason why she is famous, is because she says the things that people don't say. And I think that people need to really respect what she's brought to the table over the course of how long she's been in the game. Like, I just feel like it's not fair how they're doing her. You know, honestly speaking, I think like, okay, probably she does need to work on her personal, you know, the way she sees herself and the value that she brings. Okay, Venus retrograde, like she maybe not even tapping into the understanding of what kind of value she brings, because she essentially gave her job to the girl. She got pissed off about trying to figure out everything since nobody was communicating with her. She got pissed off about that and basically was just like, look, you guys have her on my spot. You might as well keep her there. You know what I'm saying? So they ended up doing that. It became like Lauren with the latest or whatever. So, you know, basically sis just felt like, you know what? I don't know. Nobody's talking to me. You guys are basically saying everything is good, but it's really not. I'm having to over talk this girl. Like, why don't y'all just give it to her and I'll just comment? And so I think that that's where like her self-worth issues came in, because normally you don't make that choice. That's not really, you know, so this is like Jess's karma. Like, she has to learn how to understand her own value, learn how to, you know, conduct herself in certain situations, particularly when dealing with hush-hush situations. I'm not telling you that she should be hush-hush, but I do think that like her communication style could probably use some revisions. I think that's why, or where the Mercury retrograde comes in for her. Like, how are you communicating what's on your heart, what's on your mind? Are you communicating effectively? And is it in a way that people are actually going to respect you and hear you? Because I feel like she gets emotional. And when she gets emotional, she gets loud. She gets a little, whatever, like a little, spicy. And I think that as a Black woman, it's always frowned upon, right? Like when we speak up, it's always frowned upon. When there's things that are supposed to be hush hush that are supposedly no longer that, you know what I mean? Because I have an issue and I'm saying something about it, that is also looked down on. We're going to be referred to as the angry Black woman. We all have heard that trope, right? So I do think that she should probably avoid that at all costs, to be honest with you, even though it's totally not cool for people to just slap that on us because we have an issue that we're not afraid to discuss. Like, I think it's so crazy that people do that. But the bigger thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that, like, I think that the industry in general needs to be revised and relooked at here, speaking of retrogrades, because I think that they're punishing her. I think that they're punishing her specifically because she is a woman that was comfortable putting her maternal instincts over her desire to like climb to the corporate top ladder, climb to the top of the corporate ladder, everything under work. Like, I think because honestly, she does not have that mentality. She actually has, a Sagittarius in the fourth house. So she believes in the liberation of, the home life. And she thinks she can balance this, which she probably can. So she's not really like that type of person where she would feel like, oh, I can't have a home life. I can't be a mom. Like, she's not going to feel that way. That's not what Sagittarian energy feels like. It's very liberated, very free. So she feels like she can handle this. And I think that they're punishing her for thinking that way. I think the whole Lauren thing was just like a slap to her face because they were pissed off that she decided she was going to not work after only 1 year and that she was going to take time off to have a baby. I believe that that's what this is really about. And I believe that that's the thing that we need to be really addressing. Like, what's up with corporate making it seem like women can't have children? And then if you do decide to take maternity leave off, you got to come back to all kind of crazy energy. Like, people be looking at you like you killed somebody. You know what I mean? It's like, that's crazy. Women can do both, especially, honestly, as a Black woman and Black women in general, that Black girl magic shit is not a game. We can do the things that we set out to do, period, point blank. We do it every day. Yet everybody is always making it seem like that's not something that we're capable of. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's the big thing we need to address. That's like the real elephant in the room. Never mind whether or not Jessica is wrong or because they kept saying Lauren's better than her. She's more professional. Boo boo. My thing is Jessica came on for comic relief, and this girl is not funny, guys. Like, where's the comedy? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying sis is not good at her job, but it's like I thought that Jess with the mess was supposed to be a funny, like spoofy kind of energy. Why would you replace her with somebody who's completely corporate energy? Like, that's boring. To me, she's boring straight out. So I'm a little pissed for Jess, and No, you cannot come on here, sir. I'm not bringing people on right now, but thank you. Either way, I appreciate that. But no, I'm not bringing people on. And if you guys have comments, drop the comments, please. I want to hear how you feel. But I personally feel, and I'm about to wrap this up because I got to do some screenwriting stuff after this. But I personally feel like this is about corporate America punishing women in general, especially Black women. Okay. So yeah, I think that she took the time that she wanted to take because she was supposed to be able to take it. But they're treating it like it's not what it is, and it's just not fair. They're punishing her. They found this girl who, in my opinion, is not comparable to Jess Hilarious, because Jess is a comedian and she is not. So where the hell is the funny? I don't get it. I don't see why everybody keeps saying she's better. She might be better as a reader, reading scripts, but it's like, we like Jess because Jess really is hilarious. So what's the problem? Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta host a thing or whatever. But I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being present. And I will see you next time. All right. Thank you so much. Peace. Oh, I hope I can get out of here, guys. I really do.